I think Nancy is a likable character. I've played hateable characters, and Nancy is not one of them. I think people can relate to Nancy. She is a strong woman. She has flaws. She is complex in that she is strong and she holds a lot of sway, but when it comes to her personal relationships, she doesn't stand up for herself as much as she might. I think that she is more modern than a lot of the show in that she doesn't take any crap from most of the people on stage. The only person she takes anything from is Bill, and part of that is the rest of their relationship. But I think in her interactions with Fagin, with the kids, with all of the other adults in the show, she is very self-aware and very much in control of her own destiny as far as she can be. Yeah, I think that modern women and people in general might struggle with her choice to support Bill despite his treatment of her, and her big belty whatever number is as long as he needs me, where she admits to herself that that's the case, that he doesn't treat her well, but she knows that he loves her. It's kind of Stockholm syndrome. So I think people who have experienced a relationship like that will see themselves in her. But for people who haven't, it might be difficult to understand. Sure, I think that I am like Nancy in her public persona. There's a scene when she is in a bar where I presume she works, and she's surrounded by other adults, and she is brash and she is joking, and her public, very extroverted, very stand your ground mentality is sort of how I am among my mostly male colleagues at work. But I think that Nancy she has her outer armor, her protective gear, and that is that persona, and she has this very much more vulnerable thing going on inside, and I think that's something that everybody can relate to. I think it's pretty easy to play Nancy. Again, this might be because I've played her before, so I kind of have already done the work a little bit, and it kind of never left me somehow. Like I did the show 15 years ago, and I still know a lot of music, which is weird. But I think that that's easy. For me, the difficulties that I have when I'm playing a character are when I can't understand their choices. And I think I understand Nancy's choices. I don't agree with them, and I hope I wouldn't make the same choice, but I think I understand them. For me right now, it's actually just a technical challenge. I am not a belter. I'm learning. I've been learning now for about a year how to belt, but I'm no expert, and I know there are much better belters out there. And Nancy, last time I did the show, I'm pretty sure I chest mixed the whole thing, so it was a little, not classical, but it wasn't your modern day belt. This show was written in 1962, and I think that the timbre and the tone of her songs in the original production have changed Now with the revival, I haven't seen the show myself, but just how Belt has shifted in the past 30 years even. Things have become much more aggressive and a very bright, forward-sounding Belt, which if anybody has seen Wicked or heard Defying Gravity or heard the Frozen song Let It Go, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, brought in by powerhouses like Idina Menzel. And it's a style that, while I don't know if it's completely, it's not completely appropriate for the role if you're taking it in the historical context in which the music was written, but it is appropriate in the style in which you're performing it now in the modern day. And it takes a different kind of skill. So I'm working on that, but it is a challenge, and I just have to trust my music director that he will tell me if I sound bad. God, I sound so of my age, but I think that an actress who has shown herself to be very layered is Jennifer Lawrence, and I think that she has done similar roles like this, playing a strong woman in a difficult position with flaws and with difficult relationships. I think she could do a good job with it. I think it's actually a sung line. It's in As Long as He Needs Me, and Nancy says, when you've been lonely, you will know. When someone needs you, you love them so. And I think that is an interesting additional perspective, that when you are alone in the world, any connection is important. It really speaks to why she's unable to leave Bill, unwilling to give up the only life she's known in all respects. I mean, I really think that Nancy is one of my favorite roles in this show, but if I would take Fagin. I could play Fagin. It's a fun role. It's got a lot of good music. Working with the kids would be fun. And he's another character that I think is really interesting to me.